with caution.
What's up, my drunken fighters, and welcome back to another Jamie video. This time we're going to go a little bit more in depth on my custom-made throw loop with drive rush in the corner. I've talked a little bit about this before in some of my previous videos, but for now I wanted to give you guys a thorough explanation on the entire setup, what is possible with it, what are the option selects, and you know how it all works and comes together. Now first off, right off the bat, it just works as a similar throw loop. You can walk forward and it doesn't matter, like everyone knows at this point what a throw loop is. If you don't know what it is, pretty much if they try to wake up with buttons, you will win with throw all the time. So they have to either tech or they're going to be thrown to death. You can do that with dash with Jamie, you can do it with walk forward with Jamie, anything is possible, and you will always win. Now, this is actually the same situation when you go for drive rush. Now you could be asking yourself, then why would I want to go for drive rush? Well, there isn't really a reason to. It does give you like a little bit more options when you get the hit. Like for example, if they wake up with buttons, you could do, and you do, let's say we do a regular throw, we go for that, we could do something like that, for example. That's possible. If you drive rush instead, you could do something like that, for example. But the one I like to go for is 2MP. And you actually get, pretty much you get the same result. But you can add your target combo afterwards. Whereas if you go for a regular, and that's what you get. It's probably a little bit better if you want to go into level 3. But the reason why I like that is because if they decide to block instead, so if you would do, let's say we do regular first, I'll show you regular. So that's what you want to get. If you get the count rate, you can link into 2MP. But look at where you are. You are in no position to be a threat in terms of a throw once again. So you can't really throw loop. So that's where it actually comes in handy with drive rush. If you go for drive rush into 2MP, you are +4, meaning that they are put again in the same situation, and you are in throw range. So that's why I really like the drive rush throw loop sequence. Now, there's a couple of other things you can do. So that's already two options you have. You can just go for drive rush into throw again, or you go for drive rush 2MP, and you can actually throw again. So from there on out, and it's still like a mix-up because they have to guess between strike and throw. If you go for, let's say if they go for block reversal, they block my drive rush 2MP. So that's where that happens on wake up. I need block reversal. There we go. So you actually get a trade where you can still actually get 2MK. Now there's an interesting setup about it because you can actually hit the 2MP meaty to get a +6. But if that doesn't happen, you can still get a trade combo, as you can see. So in two situations you get a counter hit, you can always go into 5MP, and if you get the trade combo or the trade hit, you can go into 2MK afterwards. So regardless if they press a button or not, you will get the knockdown once again, and you will be able to set up whatever you want to do afterwards. You can get the save jump, and then you can start your pressure again. You get the throw, and we're back where we were. There we go. See, you tried to press a button after 2MP, and we win once again. And you can keep it going. So that's where already the driver's throw loop really comes in handy dandy. But there is one more sequence that I really like, because what would happen if they would actually go for OD Shoryuken instead? Well, that's where a really interesting one comes in place. So let me show you the frame data first. So what I actually do if I'm expecting a OD Shoryuken or anything like that is I still go for Drive Rush, but I cancel it into 2LP. So if you do that after a throw, you can see that I am only -3. -2 in this situation. It's probably the best I'm gonna get is -2. There we go, -2. So that means we are still able to tick if they would do that. So if they would go for normal throw, you can still tick. So this is where it really comes in handy. And this is where you actually have to practice the timing, and this is where it becomes really cool. So if you're expecting, this is one of the option selects that I integrated into the driver's throw loop. If you are expecting either, if you're expecting an OD Shoryuken, you can test the waters by doing drivers to LP and delay the throw tick. The reason for the delayed throw tick is the following. If they go for OD Shoryuken, you will block and your throw tick will not come out. If they go for throw instead, you will still be able to tick the throw. So you can see that I actually inputted throw on the left of the screen, but because he went for OD Shoryuken, I still blocked in time. Now I'm gonna do the same, let's just keep a couple of sequences going here. There we go, inputted throw as you can see. And as you can see, I still take the throw with the same timing. So this is one of those options where I don't have to guess what he will do next. If he thinks I'm going to go for a throw, that's fine. We take the throw. He's still in the corner. We still have the advantage. If he went for ODDP, that's even better. We get a massive punish out of that. So and this is where all of those options brilliantly work together. And that's a really cool thing about this, and I think that's the reason, in my opinion, it's a little bit better than regular throw loops, because you give yourself a lot more options. And from there on out, you can actually mix it up as well. You can catch them by surprise and go for an overhead all of a sudden, you know, to mix things up. You still have +1, so you can still take your turn. But that's where it becomes like really next level. Just keep the simple basics in mind. So, drivers to MP is an option, empty drivers throw, bait out the ODDP and still be in time to tick. Keep in mind that if you do this, try to teach yourself to go for forward throw. So actually do the bait with 2LP, hold block for a sec, and then do throw tick forwards. So in the case that if he decides to throw, if he doesn't decide to throw tick, that you still go for a forward throw. Because if you would go for the bait and do this, then you give him an option to get out of the corner for free, and your pressure is pretty much over, and we're going back to neutral. So that's one you have to learn to do. So yeah, keep in mind, if you want to try practice this, put on normal throw and put on OD Shoryuken and practice the timing for yourself. Now there is one more option that we can actually practice, and that is what if they would go for a wake up button. Now in the same case with faking it out with, imagine if you went for the fake out with 2LP drive rush and they go for a challenge. You will still be in time to block, but what do we want to do afterwards? So what I usually do is, imagine they would go for, let's say there's a scenario, I don't think I can actually do that, but there's a scenario where he would go for crouching light punch as his first wake up option, but into 2MK or crouching medium kick, because he believes he's going to get a counter hit out of this. What I usually do is I still do drivers 2LP fake out, go for the delayed throw tick, but then I go for 5LK into 2LP. The reason for that is, if he decides to whiff out one crouching jab or crouching light punch, we can actually contest him afterwards with 5LK. And that's where you can actually go for, let's see if I can actually make it work. There we go. So that's where you can actually, if he would, it's really unfortunate that I cannot really show, would it be possible? We're gonna come up with stuff on the fly during this recording right now. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Okay. So yeah, we would get a counter hit after that block. So now you combine all the options that are possible. So in case of an ODDP, so we can actually turn all of these on. Let's do already sure you can back once again. Okay, we got the Trotek. We got the block. Got it again. Protec. Block once again. There we go. So now we saw all the three options and what is possible. So yeah, practice that for yourself as well, because like you see, there's still a 6-frame gap after the Trotec and where I went for 5 LK. You can make that a little bit more tighter. So just keep yourself in mind. You go drivers 2 LP, you tech the throw, and then you immediately go into 5 LK. Now keep in mind, if you're doing hitbox, players have to be careful about this. This is what I just showcased you. If you're going from back to forward straight away to get the forward throw, keep in mind that you actually skip the down forward, or otherwise you're gonna get Bakai if you're going to go for the 5 LK option select. There we go. And you can see that straight away. Once again, he went for the 2 LP. We contested straight away with 5 LK. So yeah, that was pretty much the throw loop in a nutshell, and way more explained. And I hope you guys learned something from it. This is, in my opinion, definitely a really good throw loop that Jamie has. Very strong. I played a lot of good players, high-level players, sets where they actually said that the throw loop sequence is nasty, disgusting. They had no idea what I was going for, and it felt like one of them actually said that this was drive rush abused in ways he hasn't seen before. And it's true, because like it covers all options: drive rush throw, drive rush bait OD, and drive rush go for an actual normal. That leaves you hella plus, so they're in strike throw range again. So there's a ton of options, and sure, it does drain drive gauge, but you also gain drive gauge in the sequence as well. So it doesn't cost that much effectively, especially because it's just raw drive rush and no drive rush cancels involved. So I actually found a small replay for you guys where I utilized this in one of my ranked sessions on stream this last Sunday, I believe this was. Playing against Aki. Not a matchup that I play a lot, but a pretty fun matchup, I would say. Definitely not one of the worst. But yeah, I utilized this somehow. I also used it a little bit mid-screen. Here we go. So if they wake up normally, you can still do this. There we go. Went for 2 MP and saw the drive impact. So in case of wake up drive impact, this also works well. So yeah, it's just a small showcase of what it can do. You can replay this if you want to, but yeah, we didn't see like a wake up reversal, but it's just to show like what the 2 MP can also do. He decided to wake up with drive impact, and even then we were still safe to do so. Now it's actually really good that I watched this replay, because there's one thing I can show you guys for this throw loop. Here we are back in the training room. So yeah, I saw in the replay that obviously this is also possible doing this mid-screen, but obviously that requires them to go for normal recovery. So yeah, it's easy to utilize as well. But the cool thing about this is, if you see recover backwards, You can go for 6 HK or 6 MK, and you can still get pressure out of that. So during your drive rush, you can actually see what they are going to go for. If I see recover backwards, then I'm going to end it into 6 MK or 6 HK. And if I see regular or recovery in place, then I can go for throw or the 2 MP variant. Anything is possible. So yeah, keep that in mind that you can actually utilize this as well mid-screen. And then from here on out, we can do whatever we want. And keep it going. So yeah, just to showcase that you can also do this mid-screen. All of the options, of course, work the same way as in the corner if they go for normal recovery. And that was truly the end. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay cautious, and I will see you all next time. Take care.